So remember that they are changing my voice. This is part 6. Proverbs 20 verse 12. Ears that hear and eyes that see, the Lord has made them both. Okay, so I get it. My eyes see, so to speak. They don't just see the physical world. I truly see. Even if I went blinded now, my eyes will be the ones still will only be the ones that see. The only ones that see. Because no one's obeying God through me. And I hear what God says. My heart is not callous. I'm not brain dead. I'm not the walking dead. I understand. I have ears that hear and eyes that see. And the Lord has made them to rule over you. But you're in rebellion. And that makes me better than others. Which is the core, the title of this series, right? Who is better than who? And people who don't admit it are even lower than they otherwise would be. Do not love sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. Okay, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right? Wake up and obey God through me. And so on and so forth. It's no good, says the buyer, then goes off and boasts about the purchase. One application of this has to be saying, before they listen, right? To answer before listening, that is falling in shame. Okay? And then they finally hear what I have to say and they say, no, he's right. There's nothing they can say. And then they start boasting in the Lord. Gold there is and rubies in abundance, but lips that speak knowledge are a rare jewel. Again, the wise are greater than the rich. Okay, with worldly wealth, that is. Go back to Matthew 6, store for yourself riches in heaven, not on earth. And the parable of the rich fool, and so on and so forth. And of course, the parable of the 10 minas and the bags of gold. I pointed that out in the other video I made about something like this. I don't remember what the official stance title was. I'm making a lot of videos these days. But that's key there. Okay. Take the garment of one who puts up security for a stranger. Hold it in pledge if it is done for an outsider. Again, the garment has to do with wrapping yourself in the cloak of zeal, passion for the Lord's work. It has to do with the fine linen stands for the righteous acts of the saints, which is spoken of in Proverbs 19. It has to do with clothing yourself with God. Okay, I believe that's in Psalms and so on and so forth. Okay, the armor of God, what have you. So these garments are being taken by the spirits. Okay, if you put a pledge for a neighbor. Okay, don't vouch for people who are not in the divine order and things like this. And there's other applications for this. It's a proverb. There's many applications. Okay, and they have to obviously be truth. The way, the truth, and the life. What is the truth of the matter? That also shows you that it transcends their arguments, right? Universal pinpoint and moral precision. What is the truth to the best of your ability? How are you pinpointing the truth? Because it's not moral to not try to pinpoint the truth. So you're pinpointing it within reason to the best of your ability, or you're just kind of following the crowd with psychology in a trance-like state. Incidentally, we'll get to the I ams, right? And I am the one with the keys of David, right? The root and offspring of David. What I shut, no one can open. After my flesh dies, what I shut, no one can open. And what I open, right, is opening the abyss no one can shut. And that has to do with judgment. You people were saying, you people were saying that you wanted the devil instead of God's son. And after my flesh dies, you're going to get hell on earth like you wouldn't believe. And you're going to get extreme punishment, okay, in the afterlife like you wouldn't believe. Now, most of you, I'd imagine, are going to be too kind of hooked to a machine, too rich, too drugged up or whatever to truly appreciate hell on earth. I don't know. But certainly, you're going to appreciate the suffering in the afterlife. Okay. That is eternal. The smoke from their torment rises forever and ever. Food gained by fraud tastes sweet, but one ends up with a mouth full of gravel. So if you're going down a path that's going to cause you to end up with a mouth full of gravel, is it superior to being righteous and not having ill-gotten gains? Okay, see in Proverbs 1, it starts off by saying, such are the paths of those who go after ill-gotten gains, it takes away the life of all who get it. And the word gravel is like the word grave, going down to the pit. Like the body without the spirit is dead, faith without works is dead. James. Plans are established by seeking advice, right? Who, what, when, where, how, why. So if you wage war, obtain guidance. Well, some of you say, well, the Bible has nothing to do with martial arts. Okay, the top martial arts ever possible Plans are established by seeking advice, so if you wage war, obtain guidance. My advice is scramble to obey God through me, especially if you're an attractive female. Few people will be punished, so to speak, we'll say. Few people will be punished in the afterlife more than attractive females who have any awareness of what's going on here or who rejected me or anything like that. What were you doing? If they're not a virgin, you know, and they've rejected me, you know damn well they're going to cook like you wouldn't believe. Why were you sleeping with the enemies of God? You're telling me you're too selfish to notice that? I've described this war as selflessness versus selfishness before, and I'm not talking about destroy your ego. That's stupid. Don't have an inflated ego. Don't have a false sense of self, but have a good and fair and logical and sound understanding of who you are to the best of your ability. A gossip betrays a confidence, so avoid anyone who talks too much. If someone curses their father or mother, their lamp will be snuffed out in pitch darkness. If someone curses the righteous one to being single, to not having any servants who obey him, they're not going to heaven. Their soul, their lamp, the light they live by, the light within them is snuffed out, and some Luciferian worm nonsense, if anything, is there. An inheritance claimed too soon will not be blessed at the end. Again, was my inheritance claimed too soon? No. Okay? I've proven definitively, with an overwhelming amount of logic, nothing has been proven more than I'm the top martial artist ever possible. I spent so much time with fact upon fact, with logic upon logic. Nothing has been proven more than American history. In human history. 1 + 1 = 2 in basic arithmetic isn't as certain as I'm the top martial artist ever possible. It can be a little tricky with the logic sometimes, but it's sound as it gets. Do not say, I'll pay you back for that wrong. Wait for the Lord, and he will avenge you. I and the Father are one. The Lord detests differing weights, and dishonest scales do not please him. Proverbs 20:23 lines up with Proverbs 20:10. Where it says differing weights and differing measures, the Lord detests them both. 23, the Lord detests differing weights and dishonest scales do not please him. So you say, okay, you say to the most handsome person that ever lived, right? Psalm 45, most excellent of men, most handsome of men in a different version. And that's me. And you say, well, yeah, he's kind of cute for a black guy because your brain is messed up. And of course, they've infumed me and poisoned me and I don't look as good as I used to, but bear with me, okay? Because your brain is messed up. You have one set of weights and measures for the white man and the Jew and the LGBT community, and you're looking for a Luciferian quote-unquote beauty in them. And I'm not saying that they couldn't obey God through me and actually, it be in the repetition of beauty. Okay, they could, but they're probably not going to do that. Certainly, they won't be able to do after my flesh dies. But then you look at the top martial artist ever and you say, I don't think he's that good, but if he was your race or your family, you'd admit it real fast. Different weights and different scales. Someone just drove by right now, or they're parking, they drove by one space that was lined up with me and parked somewhere else, and they put their nose up and had a kind of sneer look on their face, and the government might have hacked their brain and caused them to have it, okay. Who knows why it happened? But that's that nonsense. That's that racial supremacy, don't mind if I do, mocker spirit that Elijah despised. That's that Jezebel. That's that Jezebel. That's that refusal to treat the most righteous person fairly because you're a racist, white, or Jew, or LGBT person. I see it every day. Put yourself in my shoes as a mulatto whose mom's white, has whites and Jews in his family. Okay? Do you think I have the right to point out that countless racist whites and Jews and LGBT people are disproportionately harassing me and leading the charge against me? If it was any other race, I'd say the same thing. The Lord detests differing weights and dishonest scales do not please him. I said the word token minority so many times in my videos. I said the word token minority more times in my videos than most people have said any words in any YouTube videos or TikTok videos at all. I judge fairly. And also the phrase thugs without a higher cause.